While he was in the hospital in Bonn, we found out he was diabetic, and he wasn't doing any.
What year was that?
That was in February of 1968. And he didn't seem to be improving any after the first time he'd ever been in the hospital, and that bothered him. You know, he wasn't used to being hospitalized.
Wait a minute, his first time his whole life?
First time his whole life.
How old was he?
He was 80 years old. We talked to the doctor, Dr. Biggers, and we asked reckon it would help if we bring him down here and get him out of there. And we had a neighbor as a nurse, and he said he's having to take insulin shots. They thought they could prescribe this pill you can take. Well, the doctor said, well, it probably won't hurt him. He said he didn't seem to be, he was getting sort of down, depressed. So we brought him home, and anyway, Mr. Garrett came over and gave him an insulin shot one Sunday morning, April 15, 1968. And we went on to church, and they called us from church, and he'd had a reaction to that. He hadn't eaten enough, and his sugar count just dropped to 0, and he went into, in fact, we thought he was gone. He went into diabetic coma. We called the ambulance and got him to the hospital, and while I was admitting him, I didn't think there was any need to do that, because I didn't think he was going to be there for a minute. They called Dr. Hallmark, and he gave him a shot of something or other.
Had he ever seen Dr. Hallmark before?
No, well, we had taken him to Dr. Hallmark, and Dr. Hallmark was giving him some medication.
Who's Dr.
But-
Hallmark?
Well, it was a doctor we were going to then,
Guy that used to
here,
work with you? Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
and his office was down on Magnolia.
Yeah.
Okay, and anyway, after I went down to admit him, that quick, I got up there and he was sitting up in bed. They had the monitors on him, and he was, the doctor, Hallmark said he had a coronary sometime back. We think he had it when he went to the hospital up there, sort of a mild one, I guess. But he didn't think he was going to make it. But he got out of the hospital, got doing fine, taking medicine and doing real well. And you can live, 4 more years. But in December of 1971, he wasn't feeling too well. We take him to Yellowstone after that, on a trip to Yellowstone. He had a ball.
He did.
Had a lot of fun. Yeah, like he just. But he was having his ankles was swelling up, and it's caused by poor circulation and edema. I believe it's a medical term for it. And it was caused he was experiencing congestive heart failure is what it was. The doctor said his heart, he didn't have a heart attack, his heart was just worn out, and said it's sort of flopping instead of pumping, it's trying to work. But anyway, he wasn't feeling well, and in January of '72, I had been to Little Rock to check on. We had a vacancy up there, and I'd gone up there and interviewing a guy, I think assistant manager, and I came back with the house, and he was real bad. So I talked him into getting in the car with me and coming over to the house, and I was going to take him to the doctor, which I did.
Were they living at Grand Prairie?
They lived in Grand Prairie at the time, on Marshall Street, Marshall and...
He'd just been here that short time in *68 when he was sick.
Yes, he had been here and stayed with us that year, nearly all of '68 while he was sick that first time. But anyway, we brought him over here and took him to Dr. Hallmark, and Dr. Hallmark sort of shook his head and said, "Oh me." He's pointed out on his back where he's splotches of looked like bruises, and it was blood pockets because his circulation was so poor.
Like those blood clots?
It wasn't blood clots, it was just little pools of blood that wasn't moving enough. And so he said we're going to have to put him in the hospital, and he said even at the best you're going to have to get a hospital bed at home for him, and, in other words, he was going to be just about bedfast. Well, I called all the kids, and the doctors started trying to treat that, but he went into a coma in the hospital, a diabetic coma, and trying to treat that and they finally moved him in down to another room on the 6th floor at the hospital. And the doctor told us, said, well, he said, we've improved that part of the problem, but he says, in doing that, I've not done him any good up here. And so he said there's not much chance he's going to live very long. And he never did get better. I spent the night with him, and he told my mother, he said, now, he said, Beulah, he said, I'm dying, I know it. But he said, I'm ready. And the day he died, I went in to see him, and his eyes were sort of blinking, but they'd already begun to get a glazed look to him, but his eyes were just blinking real fast. And he'd squeeze your hand if you said something to him. But the doctor called me aside, Dr. Hallmark called me outside and said that everything has quit but his heart.
So did he even say
His
anything?
quit kidneys had stopped functioning and everything was quit. He said he's a tough old bird. But he died real peaceful, just in sleep. I sat right here at the table the week before we went to that week, took him to the hospital and cut his hair.
He's been quite a man.
I think some of them strippers' equipment still got some of his gray hair.